Order filled. Order filled.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in our beautiful world. And welcome back to Top Step TV. Today, October 10th, 2025, last day of the week. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Coach Jay. In the middle, we got Coach Hoop, and to his right, JD, John Doherty. Hoag's on vacation. He sold half of his gold position and hopped on a private jet. But we're going to miss Hoag for a little week, but we got Coach Hoop, next man up. Coach Hoop,
Yep.
How you doing this morning?
Good. I got my Capital Preservation Green Master shirt on, so I'm ready to cook today, man.
Good. Looking good. Green on the screen. JD, how you feeling this morning, man?
Excellent. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Hoop. Good morning to all my friends and traders in the chat. Shout out to Hoag, getting some well-deserved rest. How many margaritas do you think Hoag could drink at $4,000 an ounce in gold? Should be an interesting vacation. We got a freight train going in the background. I love it. That was just for
Hop on the
Hogue.
train. It's time to get to work.
Perfect.
Time to get to
That's
work.
Ho getting on the metro. Yep,
It sounded like the
All
Metro,
right.
didn't it?
it did. Yep.
While
All right, we got the
while we
poll
check
up.
your tickets for the train, yeah, JD, we got that poll up. 102 votes right now. What opening range trade are we taking in gold? Is it the 1 minute or the 5 minute? Right now, 53% of the vote going to the 5 minute. Make sure you get your votes in there. If you're wondering what trade we're talking about, we take a gold opening range trade and a crude oil opening range trade every morning. Gold opens up at 7:20 a.m. Central Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. We poll the chat. Whether we get a 1 minute or a 5 minute, we're taking the breakout trade. So long above the high, short below the low. Ideally holding on to that trade all day. But we'll see what the markets present today. Gold right now trading 4,990. We saw that huge sell-off in gold yesterday. We'll get to the charts in just a little bit. But make sure you get your votes in there. What did we take yesterday, JD?
Good question.
You took the
Yesterday
5?
was a yeah, we took a 5 minute and we
Yeah.
took a short. So we were
It was short,
ultimately on the right side of the market, but it gave us a little head fake first. It looked like a strong move to the upside early on.
Yeah, it did.
Hang on, let me go back through my notes. I think the 1 minute triggered a short. The 1 minute triggered a short. 3 and the 5 minute both triggered a long. So those longs had about 1.5, close to 2R before gold just rolled over, fell right out of bed. This morning, let's get on the right side of this market. It's been a tough
Let's
week
do
for
it,
these
JD.
opening range. It's been a tough
Yeah.
tough week for these opening range breakout trades. So rough start to the month. We're down about $600 on these opening range breakout trades so far this month. So that's only one trade away. We're one trade away from being in the green on these. So let's get it
Yes,
today.
we are
Friday.
58% long tilt, 60% voting for the 5 minute. So we are going to be taking a 5 minute opening range. Gold is officially open now. The pit open for gold. Again, we are looking at a 5 minute opening range trade. 150 votes, 59% going to the 5 minute. Last trade in gold here, 4,006 evens. Gold had a pretty wild night last night. Pretty strong sell-off. Shout out to Dakota and Barron catching that during slow markets. And then
Nice.
a really nice bounce back up to 40-20s. Yeah, they caught a decent part of that move last night in slow markets. But let's take a look, JD, at the economic calendar. We know that this is government shutdown day number 10, 7 trading days since the government has been shut down. So we're not getting any of the economic data that we're used to as far as government numbers. But what do we got on the calendar, JD?
Pretty light. We got a couple talking feds. We got Austin Goolsbee speaking at 8:45 Central Time, and then later this afternoon,
Order filled.
Musaylem is speaking at noon. Also, just popped up on my calendar. President Trump will be speaking at about 4 o'clock this evening.
Order filled.
No.
Later this afternoon, we will be not here though when that happens. Other than that, we've got the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report coming out, and everyone's favorite Friday number. Ye old Baker Hughes rig count.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how many. We're gonna see how many open, active oil and gas rigs there are in North America. Not expecting too much change, but of course, after Baker Hughes throws out their numbers, we know we're real close to the weekend. So we'll report on that later this afternoon. That's it for today, though. Pretty quiet on the
Awesome.
economic calendar front. As always,
Thanks,
we'll
JD.
keep. As always, we'll keep one eye on the ditch for you. We're watching the news, and if anything pops up, we will be here to report it for you.
Good stuff. We just had the 1 minute trigger a short, but again, we are looking for a 5 minute opening range. Pretty big range right now. I'm looking at $7 range.
All right, I'm gonna scale down. I'm gonna scale down to a 3 lot.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Wow,
Probably gonna get
a lot of
wider.
risk there.
70 tick 1 minute opening range bar. That's incredible.
Yes.
Pretty big range here. I know Hogue is out, but we say it all the time. We got to do our homework. So I'm going to try to do my best substitute teacher impersonation here. If we can pull up that checklist, let me see if we can do it. We got to be prepared, even though Hogue is on vacation. If we have that checklist, let's go through it. Pre-market research. That's what we're getting ready to do right now for the opening call. We're going to go through a couple of different markets. gold, S&P, crude oil, NASDAQ, and maybe a bonus one that we got Coach Hoop here. So make sure we're prepped for that. Our morning checklist, is my mouse charged? I had my mouse die on Top Step TV a couple of weeks ago. So I make sure this thing is charged all the time. Make sure my mindset is right. Am I ready to place good trades based on my process, trade entry checklist? I have a couple of reasons to get in and out of trades. I want to make sure I'm trading based on that. And then post market, join me and Coach Paul for At the Buzzer. Post market recap. We'll review how we did in the day, how the markets did, and prep us for next week. So make sure you go through your Top Step daily checklist every day. Make sure you're prepped for the markets. Got to be prepared each and every day. Have a game plan and then trade that plan. Thank you for that. Coach Hoop, you prepped for the day? We ready to go?
I'm ready to roll, baby.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We got another minute and 20 seconds before we get into this gold trade. JD, that the news on silver, you want to run that after we get in here? Got a minute.
Yeah, the clip is about a minute long, so we'll hold off for a minute.
We'll hold off. We got minute here. 51% long tilt in gold, so pretty much 50-50. Last trade 4,005.5. And that 1 minute did trigger a short. You'd be underwater right now on that 1 minute trade.
Mm-hmm.
We got 45 seconds here.
Kind of mixed.
Senna is saying the gold 4 hours currently bearish. Coach Hoop, you have a preference for where we get tagged into this trade?
Yeah,
Would you rather be long or
I was
short
just
right now?
looking at. Man, I was watching it swing
73
around
tick
last
wide.
night. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting wider.
I got a
We're
low
gonna lean. I got
4,002
lean short.
4,280. I got as a low. You guys seeing the same thing? That's in
Yep.
the micro.
Yep.
Order filled.
4,280. My stop to enter 4,270 on the downside. I've got a high of 4010.1. 4010.10.
Looks good.
Sticky area. Sticky area right here.
Yeah.
Only doing a 3 lot.
5 minutes.
Again, we got a pretty wide opening range. 73 tick wide opening range. Man, these opening ranges have been just huge in gold all week long.
Yes, they have been.
Yeah.
We had a 100 tick wide opening range on Monday. 70 tick wide on Tuesday. Another 70 tick wide this morning. We're right mid range right now, so could be a few minutes before we get tagged in here.
Sitting in the middle here, 53%. Oh. Nice little
Oh,
pop there in
hello.
gold.
You might get
See if they
popped on
take out the
upside.
high.
No trigger.
Nope.
Misses by a couple
No
ticks.
trigger on no trigger on the trade yet. That 1 minute would be underwater for sure now. That did trigger a short, as well as just the 1 minute. Just the 1 minute triggered a short. 3 minute, 5
Yep.
minute, no trigger on the trade yet. JD, we got our orders in there.
Orders are working. We're going to stop to enter above at 4010.20. Stop to enter below at 4,270.
That's some stuff. House count looking to get into that opening range breakout trade. While we wait for a trigger, JD, why don't we run that news on metal prices, silver specifically?
Yes, silver prices, spot silver prices hit their highest level in more than 4 decades yesterday. The $51 per troy ounce represents the first time the metal has topped the $50 mark since 1980. It's a reflection of the surge of silver prices through the year, which are about 75% higher. The silver boom appears to be rooted in traders looking for hard assets for safe investments amid economic and global instability. Those worries include tariffs and inflation to the burden of the government debt. Silver and platinum, up at least 75% or more, are both outpacing gold, which is roughly 51% higher. 75% or more silver. Excuse me. I looked it up yesterday during the opening call. If you hold on to change, or if you know that before 1964, coins minted,
Yep.
quarters, nickels, dimes, they were 90% silver. So if you're holding on to a quarter minted 1964 or earlier, that 25-cent piece is now worth at $51 a troy ounce, That quarter is worth $9.01 right now.
Nice.
If
It's a
you're
good
holding on
return on
to a
your
bag of change.
investment.
Yeah, right.
So
Good return on your
real
investment.
quick on that. So when I left the floor and I came out to Arizona, I worked as a retail broker out here in futures and commodities, and the firm also bought and sold gold and silver. And I'm like, it's the wild, wild west right here in AZ, right? So I'm like, who buys and sells gold and silver? Well, I'll tell you, out here when it was right before, around Y2K, I mean, just people bought and sold gold and silver, and that's when you know gold was $350 an ounce, and I thought they were all nuts. Like, wow, how is gold going to appreciate? And here I am, 30 years, 25 years later, and it's freaking gold's at $4,000 an ounce, and
Four
silver's
thousand
almost
dollars
50
an
bucks.
ounce.
It's crazy, man.
Yes, it is. Silver had a pretty wild day yesterday, but it
Yeah.
is back up 2.75%. We did see silver make a high before the equities opened, and it was right below that $50 level, up about a point, 1.5%, and ended the day down 2.5%. So a wild ride in silver right now, up 2.73%. But let's take a look at these gold charts. Still no trigger on this 5-minute trade, but let's take a look at gold. Which had a pretty nice sell off yesterday as well. Taking a look at gold here, we're going to start on the daily. Gold made a all-time high of 40.81 a couple of days ago. Today's Friday, so that was on Wednesday. Yesterday we saw a push up towards that all-time high. Made a high of 40.7790 in gold, and then we saw a pretty aggressive sell-off. One of the things that sticks out to me the most in this gold trade yesterday is the volume on the daily. That daily candle is the highest volume daily candle we've seen all year in gold. Uh,
Mhm.
why I'm pointing that out is because the last candle that made the highest volume on the day was this one here. That candle preceded the 130-day consolidation that we were in gold before this latest run up. So, am I saying that this candle is setting the high? I'm not, but I'm very curious to see how the market responds around this candle, whether or not we stay in a range here or we pull back. The 20 moving average, we've gotten pretty extended from it. We know we've had a 20% move in the last 30 days, uh, pretty much all upside with no pullbacks. We've gotten pretty extended from this 20 moving average, which is down at 38.47. Not necessarily looking for a test of that right now, but the low of yesterday's range, 39.5790. If we see any price acceptance below that low of the range, um, you know, potentially we get a 3900 test, and if not, that 20 moving average. Right now, the range for the day, we're kind of sitting in the lower 50% of yesterday's range. We can see we held the low, and we're holding 50% right now. So for me, going into this trading day, I'm looking at the market's response to 50%. Do we trade and accept price above halfway through this imbalance and then trade to the upper extreme of it, or do we stay in this range for now? Open interest in gold, negative 9100. And those are estimates, but negative 9100 with price moving lower indicates long liquidation. Longs
Yep.
potentially taking profits here around this 4,000 level. So let's see if we convince any buyers to trade back above 4,000. Coach, what are you seeing on the daily in gold?
Jay, it's kind of the same thing. I think that open interest number, I don't think it surprised anybody that we saw some people taking profits.
Hmm.
I think when markets go vertical like it did, and we talk about these opening ranges, this is just a product. When a market goes vertical like that, you're going to get these ranges that are just going to expand. $120 range. Um, that's when you get so extended like this, you're just gonna. And this is the beauty of micros. So
Oh yeah.
I just try and I look at Jay. I'm kind of like you. I just look at demand zones. But I have to widen it out because right now we're just volatility. The ATRs just keeps grinding higher here. So I think the biggest thing in a short time frame is just I, I don't know. Buy the frickin' dip. I don't know. I'm a little after that move yesterday. I think that put a little fear in everybody, a little bit of what a good
Order
downtrend
filled.
looks like. So
Yep. Absolutely. And we've seen this recently in gold. A couple of days ago, we had a
Order
70,
filled.
80, 80 point, $80 sell off in gold. And it gets
Yeah.
bought right back up, right? Taking a look at this chart here, that was October 2nd, where we ticked a new all-time high, sell off $80. And then, everyone's thinking, hey, is this the end, right? Did they finally break gold? Is everyone selling it?
Yeah.
But we held the 200 moving average on the 30-minute. That's that white line on my chart here. And we're back in that same spot right now. Taking a look at a 30-minute chart here in gold, I am going to pull up a volume profile really quick from yesterday so we can just take a look at where we are trading. So we have a value area low, pretty much right at the high of the session so far. That's at 40.19, we'll call it. We got a point of control, volume point of control up at 40.4180. And we're rejecting value right now
Order
in
filled.
gold. You know, Hogue would be saying we're trading inside of yesterday's range, but outside of value, right? We see all the
Yep.
volume traded up here in this upper extreme of this value area. Uh, but we're rejecting it for now. So again, what is the market's response up at 40.20s? If we trade there, if it's a rejection area, that might be a good spot to limit risk on a short back down to the lower extreme of that range. We'll take a look. That 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart is at 40.12 half. We can see again here that we are rejecting in this area. If I look at, and the way I'm going to trade gold today is what is volume saying around some of these areas. If we look at overnight inventory, pretty much flat right now. Uh, Looking at the first 30-minute range from last night, we have VWAP still within that range at 39.9450. This first 30-minute range is 39.9640 down to 39.73. The market's trading right back in it, so pretty flat overnight session for now. Again, I want to see the market's response to some of the volume, 40.20 at the highs and
Yeah.
39, we'll call it 39.75 at the lows. Coach Hoop, what are you seeing on the 30-minute chart? Any areas of interest that you would be looking to potentially take a trade from?
Hey, heads
You
up real
know,
quick, guys. House count
keep
did
it
get
in.
triggered into a short. House count is short 3 micro gold from 4,002 half. 4,250. House count short 3.
Okay. I'm okay going on that way right now.
All right. House count is short. What was that price again, JD?
402 half.
4,000. Yeah, 02 half. 02.5.
All right. Thank you, JD. Hoop, what are you seeing on this 30-minute chart? You like this trade we're in right now?
Right now, I do. I think, like you said, that 40-20 area was kind of an area of rejection. If you look at how wide that range is, and I kind of put the band, I kind of just look at zones. I mean, that zone down there is, at those lows is 39.65-ish area. I could see us rotate back down. Um, we're starting to get a little bit of crossover, Jay, on the 50 and the 200. So that starts to get me, perk my ears up a little bit to see if we get some more rotation down. Once again, Hogue said it yesterday. This market just needs a freaking breather if it's going to go higher. Like we say, pullbacks are healthy. So I just don't like them to be $120, moves